Welcome back, friends, to another Disgaea RPG video. Lids87 here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the characters that are presented to you during the retry or reroll process to see which one of them is the best option for you, or for which one for you to pick. Now, before I do get into it though, friends, this game is finally outside of the beta phase. It is set to go live on April 12th. My time zone is 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, so just convert that to your time zone, and that is when the game is going to be going live. If you have yet to download the game, there's going to be a download link down below in the description. Now, the purpose of this video is to quickly recap the characters presented to you and hopefully help you pick one of those units as your first unit in Disgaea RPG. Now, some things to take into consideration as we progress through the video is that, first and foremost, go for your favorite characters, especially if you have played any of the other Disgaea games before. Go for your characters, your favorite characters. You're going to enjoy the game that much more. There is a JP version in the game that was released, I think like a year ago before the global version. So we do have future insight. I am going to be leaving a link down below to a JP tier list if you would like to see what upcoming units are meta, so to say, so you could get the most out of your premium resources. Third, this is a gacha game, guys, and it's going to take time to fully build up these characters to their max potential unless you're a serious spender, because you could just buy more premium resources to pull more duplicates for these characters. But I will say this though, to my understanding and from what I'm being told, is that this game is very free to play friendly. You can farm some of these generic duplicate items during events. That just makes this game that much more free to play friendly. You don't have to spend in this game. All right, so, and my last 2 points is that thanks to the Discord community for all the help you guys have been providing links. I'm gonna leave some of those links down below in the description to some of these databases or resources, and also huge shout out to Papa Neo and Rigoni. Papa Neo this is the second time I am making this video because there was some misinformation in terms of how some passes worked in my previous video. So thank you, Papa Neo, for bringing this to my attention, and Rigoni for some clarification about how some of these passives are going to work. Okay, so when you're looking at some of these units, this is what you should be looking for to help you reach that decision. The primary thing that I believe that you should be looking at is going to be their evil teas. Evil teas in this game are passes with different boosts depending on the character. Now, there's two types of evil teas in this game. There's main evil teas and then there's sub evil teas. Main evil teas are a unit's starting passive skill. So the instant you pull them from that banner, that is their passives. You just stick them on the team composition and they will be active. Active if and when conditions are met, if there are any condition. And from what I'm being told is that you can have multiple units of the same character. So for example, this Adele, if you have multiple Adeles on there, this main evil T passive will stack. That's kind of broken if you ask me. All right, this is where I made the error in my previous video. So some of these main evil teas, they can stack. Sub evil teas are unlocked passives at nether enhancement levels. Nether enhancements in this game is their duplicate system. So nether enhancement, you can go all the way up to nether enhancement 10. I'm going to be calling this NE going forward just to shorten it up a bit. So for every duplicate that you get, you will increase the NE by 1. Now, depending on what NE level you're at, you will unlock different things. You will either unlock another sub-evil T, you will either unlock that character's skills, or you will increase that character's parameters, making them stronger. And of course, the very last thing you should take into consideration is their stats, their weapon mastery, and what their skills actually do, either for them or for the party or towards the enemy. Now, the reroll process in this game, it's literally you hit the retry button. So you're going to go through a little bit through this tutorial. You're going to be presented with the option to pull on one of these characters, one of these 4 stars. And if you don't like them, you literally hit the retry button as much as you want until you get any of these 10 characters. These are the characters that you will be rerolling or retrying for. When it comes to limited time banners, that's going to vary depending on when you start the game, because right now, during launch, we do have pre-registration rewards that should give us, I believe, at least 2 multi-draws. So if you want to pull one of these units or retry for one of these units and then make the banner your actual reroll process, like pull on that banner and you just you delete the game and you start it over, that is completely up to you, fam. But if this is at a later portion, it might just be like 1 multi-draw. So at that point, that decision is up to you. Today, I'm primarily going to be talking about these characters that are presented to you during that retry process. Another thing to take into consideration as a pre-registration reward, because we easily hit 200k, we will be getting a free 4-star, and that's going to be Fallen Angel Flown. Now, her role is a healer. Her main ability is going to be plus 20% party recovery, so more HP recovery towards your party members. Her sub-ability, NE1, party experience plus 5%, so that means your characters will be able to level up a little bit faster. NE5, party is going to receive 10% less damage, so a little bit of safety there. And NE7 will negate Forget Infliction, which is a debuff that will make your characters not able to use their ability. So in terms of a healer role, we got it for free during the pre-registration. I don't know if this will remain true as the game progresses or once this launch period is over. Let's go ahead and talk about these 10 characters during the retry process. Seraphina is a humanoid type character that has speed down, defense down debuffs built into her kit, along with resistance up buffs. Her main ability she will increase her own parameters except speed by 5% depending on how many males are in the party. There are 5 slots that make up a party, so she takes up one of those slots. The other 4 slots can be males, so she can increase her own parameters except speed up to 20%. Now, my main issue with this is that it's a very selfish main ability. I would rather get abilities that buff the entire party. But, I mean, if you grab her and if you pick her up and you happen to have like a bunch of other dudes, I mean, that's a nice way to increase her own parameters, just making her hit that much harder. Her sub-abilities, NE1, plus 10% HL earned for the party. HL is equivalent to gold, like in other games that you spend in order to enhance your equipment or characters. NE5, she will increase her own damage towards male type enemies by 60%. That is not bad, especially if you just happen to pick up duplicates of her over time. She's going to be a niche character against male enemies. NE7, she will decrease her SP consumption by 3%, up to 12% depending on how many males there are in the party. And her spells, she has single target and AoE fire spells with resistance up buffs. Alright friends, so again, I would rather focus on main abilities that benefit the entire party. I mean, unless she's her favorite, by all means. Just like Rosalind. Rosalind is a part of my favorite Disgaea game, because Disgaea 2, Adele's the best protagonist ever. Just saying. So Rosalind is my boo from Disgaea 2. Rosalind is a humanoid type character that has speed, attack, and int up buffs. Her main ability is she will give male characters in the party plus 16% to attack. The issue with this is that she's not increasing her own attack, so she is missing out on that attack benefits. Her sub-ability, NE1, plus 40% attack to the next ally in the turn order, so here we're getting some attack up buffs. NE5 plus 10 SP, which is equivalent to mana to let you use your abilities or spells, plus 10 SP to gun-equipped allies at the start of the turn. Now, let me just quickly clarify something. When I talk about humanoid, there's 2 types. There's humanoid and monsters. Humanoid have the capabilities to equip different types of weapons, for example, like swords, guns, bows, lances, scepters, just to name a few. And monsters can equip talons and wings. So when you see something that says gun equipped, as long as it's a humanoid and they can equip the gun, they will receive that benefits. Okay, so just throwing that out there. NE7, plus 200 action gauge of last ally in turn order, so allowing them to act faster. And her spells are single target and AoE ice spells with attack up buff. So again, she benefits mainly male characters in the party. She does not increase her own stats with her main ability. Rasp Barrel, hopefully I pronounced that correctly. This is a monster type character with defense resistance up buffs and int up buffs. Her main ability is plus 12% party defense and resistance. So if you just happen to have her on the team composition, you're going to be receiving, or you should be receiving less damage from the enemies. Her sub-ability is at NE1 plus 16% to int to monsters in the party. So int is going to allow your spells to hit harder. NE5, she will decrease her SP consumption by 12%, and NE7 plus 50 action gauge to party at the end of the turn. And of course, her spells is single target and AoE fire spells with int up buffs. So not bad at all. And add NE1 to increase your monsters int to let their spells hit harder. Kelia is a humanoid type character that has speed up buffs and defense down debuffs. His main evil T is 18% up to attack fist equipped members in the party. So remember how I was talking about humanoids can equip different types of equipments. One of them is fist. So as long as they have a fist equipped as their primary weapon, they will receive this 18% attack up from Kelia being on the team composition. So not bad at all. I do like this one because it increases your party's attack if they have fist equipped. Sub-evil T, NE1, self plus 200 action gauge at end of turn. NE5, self plus 7% all stats except HP and speed at the end of the turn. So a little bit of a self buffer here. And NE7, he will increase his own speed by 30% at the beginning of the turn. And spells, he does have single target AoE ice spells with speed up buffs. Adele, my favorite protagonist in the Disgaea universe. He is a humanoid type character. He does increase damage towards monster types with his character skills, and he actually has fire-based abilities with both his character skills and his standard spells. His main evil T is plus 12% all stats except speed to fist equipped members. Now, if you guys just saw Kelia, he actually has 18% attack up to fist equipped members. So if you want to hit a little bit harder, then of course Kelia on the team composition or go with him. But if you want overall stats, then go with Adele. Sub evil T's is at NE1 self plus 10% attack at the start of the turn, NE5 plus 45% damage dealt towards monsters. So that's a very nice boost towards damage towards monster enemies. And NE7 is a party will increase their fire damage by 15%. So you guys saw how I just said that Adele's abilities are fire based. You can, I guess, build a fire team and stick Adele on there with NE7 to take full advantage of that 15% fire up damage. And his spells, single target and AoE fire spells with defense up buffs. Sicily, hopefully I pronounced that one correctly. Humanoid with HP healing, attack down and debuffs and in up buffs. Main evil T is that party plus 15% int, so this is going to allow your spells to hit harder. Sub evil T's NE1 party minus 15% elemental attacks receive. So there's some nice survivability, so to say, in reducing elemental damage that your party receives. NE5 plus 10 SP to sword equipped allies at the start of the turn. And NE7, she will increase her own damage dealt by 60%. So there is a nice damage boost, but you have to take her to NE7, aka you need 7 duplicates of her. Her spells, she does have a little bit more elementals, so she has fire, wind, ice AoE damage with HP healing and attack down. So for some reason you join at a later point in the game and can't pick up Flown, but you happen to pick up Sicily and there's no other types of healer at that time, she might fill that role nicely until you can find another one. Mao is a humanoid type character that has defense and resist down debuffs on top of defense up buffs. His main evil T is that all enemies minus 15% to defense down and resistance. So this is going to allow your party members to hit harder, especially with beefier enemies or those that have high defense or resistances. So this isn't bad at all because it does something to hinder the enemies. Sub evil T's NE1, he's going to increase his own star damage by 60%. Those not familiar with Disgaea, star damage is just another damage type, kind of like a fire, wind, and ice. Disgaea also has star damage. Just consider it as another elemental type. NE5 will increase his SP earned at the start of the battle by 25, so allowing him to spam abilities a little bit more. NE7, the party will receive 18% int up if they have a staff equipped, so focusing more on spell units. His own spells, single target and AoE star damage with defense up buffs. Valvatores, let's go frickin' sardines. Valvatores is a humanoid type character who has self-recovery with damage up. His main evil T plus 18% attack to sword equipped party members, so any humanoid or anyone that can equip a sword can fully benefit from having Valvatores on the team composition. Sub evil T's NE1, he will increase his own damage dealt by 40%, so you just need one duplicate to make Valvatores hit harder with his skills. NE5, he will have a little bit self-sustain in the form that 12% heal at the start of the turn. And NE7, he will increase his damage dealt towards monsters by 45%. So not a bad unit overall, especially once you get to NE7. He's going to be a beast towards monster enemies. And his spells, he has single target and AoE ice spells with defense up buffs. Laharo, humanoid type character, attack up buffs. This guy is a nuker. This guy hits hard. His main ability plus 10% stat up except to speed to the party member. So this is a very generic stat up increase except speed to the entire party. So just throw a few Laharos onto the team composition to fully benefit from this. So to my understanding, plus 50% attack up stat, or I'm sorry, plus 50% stats up to the entire party except speed. That's pretty strong if you ask me. Sub-abilities at NE1, so with just one duplicate, Laharo will increase his skill damage by 45%. Yes, just general, not towards monsters, not towards humanoids, just in general, plus 45% skill damage just with one duplicate. NE5, any damage he receives from monsters will be reduced by 40%. In NE7, he will now increase his damage towards humanoids by 45%. So very powerful character. What? Plus 90% damage if he is attacking humanoid type enemies. His own spells, single target and AoE fire spells with attack up buffs. And finally, Disgaea. Disgaea is a monster type character. I believe Disgaea is female. Correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comments. So I apologize if I call her she or him as she. So just please correct me down below in the comments if I am wrong. Disgaea is an AoE farmer that has low SP cost spells. So this is going to be your primary farmer if you decide to go with Disgaea. Main ability is party monsters plus 11% to stats except speed. So if you have, or if you want to focus on a monster team, throw Disgaea on your team composition. Sub-abilities, NE1, minus 15% enemy defense. That means Disgaea is going to be hitting harder with just one duplicate on Disgaea or with their nether enhancement. NE5, self damage dealt towards humanoids plus 60%. Even more damage if you do happen to pick up a few more duplicates of her towards humanoids. And NE7, this will increase Disgaea's attack by 6% depending on how enemies are on the party. So what is that? 24% attack up with 4 other monsters on the team composition. Or I think, it might be 30. I don't know if it includes her or not. If it does include her, that's 30%. If it doesn't include Disgaea, then it's 24%. Please let me know down below in the comments if you happen to know if they themselves are included. Okay, so very, very powerful AoE farmer, especially for the early portion of the game. Even still until later on, especially with monsters. Anywho, spell, single target, and AoE fire with int up buffs. All right, so who are the characters that you should be picking from all of these 10 retry units? And those units who I believe that you should be picking is Laharo and Disgaea. So Laharo, with his main ability, right off the bat, he has 10% up to party stats excluding speed, plus 45% damage up at one duplicate. So what you can literally do if you want, you can literally retry for Laharo, and then if you want to reroll for a second duplicate from him on the main banners, you can go ahead and do that. So either stick him on the team for that additional 10%, so 20% up stats to the entire party except speed, or unlock his nether enhancement 1 to increase his damage by 45%. He's going to be hitting really hard, and he's going to be your primary attacker. And Laharo actually does last long into the JP side. I believe he's still considered an S tier character on the JP side of the game. And of course, he does have attack up buffs, just allowing him to dish out even more damage. Disgaea, with that 11% monster stat ups, as long as your party members are monsters, except for speed. Same process if you want to get a duplicate for a Disgaea when it comes to the retry and pulling on the banner for another one, just to get that defense down by 15%, just allowing Disgaea to farm a little bit easier and let Disgaea dish out more damage. And Disgaea is considered a cheap AoE farmer. That means low cost SP spells. So wonderful, wonderful farmer to carry you through a lot of content. All right, friends. So let's say you're not a fan of any of these units. There are some other units that I believe you should consider. Some runner-ups, we have Valvatores, Kelia, and Mao. Valvatores, as you guys saw, 18% attack up to sword type units. So as long as that character has sword equipped, they will fully benefit from 18% attack up. At one duplicate, kind of like Laharo and Disgaea, if you want to do this, if Valvatores is your favorite character, retry, maybe reroll for another duplicate to let him, or to unlock his nether enhancement 1, so he can increase his damage dealt by 40%. Kelia, 18% attack up to fist units. So as long as your other party members can equip fist type weapons, they will benefit from 18% attack up. And last is Mao, where Mao has the capabilities to reduce the enemy's defense and resistance by 15%, allowing you to hit harder. And at 1 duplicate, he will increase his own star damage by 60%. All right, friends, so that is it for this video. Thank you guys for joining me. Thank you guys. Thank you for Papa Neo and Rigoni for the corrections in terms of how some of these passives work. Let me know down below in the description what you guys are going to be doing and what characters you guys are going to be going for. Me personally, I'm going to be going for these two. I am going to be retrying for either Lahara or Disco, whatever comes first, and then I'm going to be pulling on the limited time banners, whatever's available for either Lahara or Disco, whichever I did not get. And if I don't get them, I'll just do the reroll process. I believe it's just deleting the app, or there might be the option to just delete your account. All right, so we'll see how that's going to be treated once the game is launched. All right, friends, so I am going for Lahara and I am going for Disco. Any of these other wonderful units, especially if it's a Delt, will be a huge bonus. All right, friends, so all your wonderful comments down below. And until next time, friends, good luck and have a good one.